Welcome to Star Family Tarot. Your intuition led you here. The theme for this video is your next gift from the universe. This is a timeless message, so whenever you find this video, there will be something here for you. And before choosing a card or crystal that you're drawn to, be sure to take a deep breath and ask your spirit guide team to help you choose which card is right for you at this time. They love to help, but you've got to ask. If you found this channel, you are an old soul and probably a light worker, so welcome. The first card that I have for you to choose from, the crystal that goes with that card is going to be this malachite. For card number 2, we have a moonstone. And for card number 3, we have lapis lazuli. And remember, this is a general reading, so trust your intuition. If something doesn't fit, then it's not for you, or it may connect later on. You can find the timestamps for each reading in the description box below, and I will see you in your reading. Hello, card number 1. If you chose this malachite, then this message is for you. So I went ahead and chose a card for you for the theme to represent the general theme for this reading, which is your next gift from the universe. And I channeled a message in advance for you about that card. So I'll go ahead and read that to you now, and then we will jump into your tarot. We'll pick a clarifying oracle card and then end with the Lightworker oracle card. So, the card for you, card number 1, is the 7 of materials. You are in a liminal space, the space that comes right before the manifestation arrives. She has sown her seeds and knows that they are ready to reap. This beautiful void is an opportunity to reassess, recalibrate, rethink, and reestablish before receiving your physical manifestations you've been calling in. This is not a time for toiling and putting in more work, but rather for reviewing the work you've already done to see if you can glean any insights for how to perfect your process. We live in a dense reality here on Earth, and our manifestations are not instant. This is a beautiful gift to maintain your intention for creating them throughout the entire process. This is a time to really sink deeply into gratitude for what you know is yours but has not arrived to you just yet. Holding steady to the love that initiated this venture will help you stay in alignment with it. This is your sign that you have the power to call it to you through faith. Faith in yourself and the benevolent universe. Recognize this pause as a necessary break before you move forward to receive exactly what it is that you've been asking for. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and pull some tarot cards about your next gift from the universe. Angels and guides for card number 1. Tell me more about their next gift from the universe. Queen of Emotions. Queen of Emotions, which is the Queen of Cups in the traditional tarot. should also mention the Seven of Materials is like the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. Three of Inspiration in your current energy. Four of Emotions or Four of Cups in your challenge area. Eight of Emotions or Eight of Cups in your advice. A lot of cups. A lot of emotions. And the Ten of Voices or the Ten of Swords in your outcome. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So in your past position, we have the Queen of Emotions, which again, like I said, is the Queen of Cups in the traditional tarot. And it's just very interesting because I'm being drawn to your original card, the Seven of Materials, and how she's bowing her head. And in this card, it feels like whatever manifestation that you're waiting on right now has come from a very mature, emotionally intelligent place that's in alignment with your intuition, with your higher self. It looks like she's bowing her head. I'm being drawn to her bowing her head here in this way that is just really in touch with her inner being, really in touch with your intuition, really in touch with the gifts that you're meant to be sharing with the world. This is a bridge between the unconscious and conscious world. That's kind of why she's like underwater, but we also have the top of the water being visible here because it's the depths of your emotions, the depths of your unconscious are being illuminated here. So that looks like what you've been working on or what you've been activating, what you've been operating from this space of higher self. So it feels like they're really commending you here and they're acknowledging that this is the space that you've been operating from, or at least that you've been striving to operate from. So this is like I said, in alignment with your actions, thoughts, and everything that's in alignment with your truest feelings. Acknowledging who you truly are, acknowledging everything that's hiding in the depths of your shadow, acknowledging anything that may have made you feel uncomfortable in the past. Operating from a place of seeing all of that, of being aware of all of that, is really going to help your manifestations come in to you. I'm not sure if this is either like career related or maybe relationship related about what you're calling in. It's going to look a little bit different for all of you. But whatever it is, they're really acknowledging you for seeing the parts of yourself that maybe you were too scared to witness before, and for doing that shadow work, because you're coming more into wholeness. You're peeling off layers that no longer serve you. You're coming into your complete self, the self that you were born to be. And it just frees up more energetic space, right? So like if we're working really hard to not see the parts of ourselves that maybe we've deemed as unworthy or unloving, if we're doing that, then that's taking up a lot of energetic space in our body, which means that it's going to be harder to call in the things that you want, like a relationship, like more abundance, more money, more wealth, the job or career that you're looking for, whatever it is that you're calling in at this time. It will be harder if your energetic body is just like backed up with all this sludge of the past trauma or shame or anything like that. So they're really acknowledging you for bringing those parts into complete awareness, and then you're neutralizing it, right? This is just such a beautiful card. Love that. And it feels like this, so your current energy is the Three of Inspiration, which I feel like is also just another way of sort of looking at the Seven of Materials. Because right now, the Three of Inspiration is like that planning phase, that expansion phase where you're like planning on expanding what it is that you're working on. So whether that's like expanding into another, like into a relationship, into the relationship, or if it's expanding the work that you're doing, if it's expanding your reach, if it's expanding the level of income that you're making, if it's expanding where you're living. It looks like this is a beautiful time for things that you know are on the horizon, right? So it's a sign that good things are coming to you, which is, again, reiterating that Seven of Materials original general theme for you. It's like it's acknowledging to you that things are coming. So just standing in the energy before they come of like being excited about what's on the horizon, being excited about the things that are not yet to you, but are just there. They're so close that you can actually see them now. It's making sure you're getting into exact alignment. So it's saying you can see exactly what's on the horizon now. You can see exactly where you're meant to be going because you've been doing that emotional work. And you're doing it from an intuitive place. So you're in alignment with your higher being, and then you're operating from this intuitive place. So you're not just guessing or doing what you think you're supposed to be doing. You're really coming from this place of, I know exactly where I'm meant to be. I know exactly what I'm meant to be doing. And if you're saying, well, that doesn't sound like me, this is the time, this is what's calling you to get into that energy, right? Of knowing that you've done that work. So to trust whatever it is that you're being led to, that's going to be for you. The inspiration is like fire energy, right? It's like that fire within that's calling you forward for your mission or higher purpose. It doesn't have to necessarily be career. It could be the way that you're operating with your family. If you're being a leader of light and love within your family, that could be what your higher purpose is at this moment. But it also could be sharing your light even more ways, and knowing that you're meant to, and trusting that that's going to happen for you. So this is the opportunity to stay in alignment. I want to say stay in alignment with what it is that you want. And in your challenge area, we have the Four of Emotions, which is like this energy of discontent, of just knowing that there's something more that you're meant to be experiencing, meant to be being fulfilled. And I'm sure, of course, this is possible to feel this way when things are not yet arriving in your reality, right? When you know what's possible, when you know what you want, but they're not quite here yet, it can kind of lead to like this apathetic this apathetic energy of like staleness, right? Of like, well, maybe it'll never come. But this card is reminding you that the fourth cup, this is her being. Her being is the fourth cup. Her vessel is the fourth cup. So it's already within you. What you want is already within you. Like your fulfillment, your happiness, the emotions are all about relationship. Whatever it is that you're seeking is already within you. So it's about trusting that it's there. Also, the Four of Emotions could be asking you to shift your perspective a little bit. Maybe you're challenging to shift your perspective to know that it's coming, that it's arriving to you. But they're saying that it is. So don't fail to see the bigger picture. Can you journal about what the bigger picture looks like for you? Can you really sink into that energy of what that feels like for you? Can you do a meditation where you're journeying to meet your future self, living that life that you're looking for? Because that's going to help you get into that state to receive it. Because it's often right before the manifestation comes through that we lose faith that it's not coming. But this is your reminder that it is. You just have to lift your head. Lift your head to see it. To stay elevated. This is a time for meditation, to let your guides speak to you, to let them tell you what maybe you might be missing, to make sure that you're available for the opportunities that want to present themselves to you. Or it might look, the manifestation that you've been calling in, whether that's a relationship or more abundance, whatever it is, making sure that you're in the right place at the right time by staying in touch with your inner being and using the mantra that I operate within divine timing and I'm always where I am meant to be. Starting your day that way, I'm telling you, it's magical. It's like you don't have to wait in line and then you get all the green lights, and then it's just like noticing those little things, and then they start to multiply. And of course, it's hard to stay in that state all the time, but as we enter this new earth energy, it will be available to us easier, more often. And in your advice position is the Eight of Emotions, which is the energy of the Eight of Cups, or rather it is the Eight of Cups in the traditional tarot, which is all about walking away and finding a better path for yourself, letting go of what no longer fits, of what no longer serves you, stepping into a newer version of self, which means that there's some shedding that will need to take place. It's going to look different for all of you of what that shedding will be. Only you can know what it is that you're being called to let go of at this time. It could be a habit, it could be a mental pattern that's happening all the time, but taking an inventory at this time of, is this serving my highest good? Is this serving my greater, grander version of my life? Would my future self that I'm hoping to be allow this in their life? So maybe that's even like watching the news or watching a certain kind of toxic show, like reality show. I'm not saying that all reality shows are toxic. I'm just saying they can be, if anything can be toxic if it's used inappropriately. So really getting clear on what it is that you're allowing in your physical space, in your mental space, in your emotional space, how you're allowing yourself to be treated. Is that in alignment with who you are becoming? Because if it's not, then it's asking you to gently put it down so you can have more space to allow this manifestation to come through. I'm hearing there might be a bit of a hang up on the timing of this coming through because of the need to walk away. I'll give you an instance of a relationship for a client of mine. So if you are calling in a committed, loving relationship that is going to be long-term, but you are wasting time with someone who doesn't want to commit to you, that is an energetic placeholder for what is meant for you. So you could say, oh, well, I'm just, having fun until the one comes along. The one won't be able to come along if you're playing that game. And there's nothing wrong with having fun, and there's nothing wrong with being in an uncommitted relationship. There's nothing wrong for having a casual relationship. But if it's not truly what you want, then you've got to let it go now, not when the relationship comes along that you're actually calling in, if that makes any sense. Because you're not going to be available for it energetically. So you've got to let it go first and say, actually, this is no longer a fit for me. Thank you, bye-bye. And you'll know what it is that you need to let go of, because while you may feel a sense of loss, you're also going to feel a sense of relief. So even imagining letting it go, what is bringing you a sense of relief? That's how you'll know, oh, this is no longer a fit for me. And then the final outcome is the 10 of Voices, which is like the 10 of Swords. And I know this is kind of a scary image, like she's being, her body is being cut by these swords, but this is ultimately saying this mental anguish, this going back and forth of what you need to let go of, this waiting for your manifestation to come in, all of that torment and anguish that you've been putting yourself through, this is over now. So as soon as you walk away, then that will be the last remnant of that, and it's time to start a new cycle, because the 10 is the energy of the 1. It's the completion of an old cycle and the beginning of a new cycle at the same time. And the new cycle will be more elevated and closer to who you truly are and what you truly deserve than the old cycle was. And this means that it's never coming back. It's dead. It's over. It's done. So whatever you've been accepting in your life, whatever you've been holding on to in your life that's not for you, that will be over now. While this is ultimate truth as well, so it could be the realization of the ultimate truth, the pain of the truth of leaving whatever it is that this is calling you to leave behind in your life at this moment. It could be that this is the truth of what you've allowed to be in your space, to be in your heart, to be taking up space in your mind. That could be painful. The truth of that realization could absolutely be painful, but it is an opportunity to begin anew, and it is a blessing in disguise. The 10 is always opportunity for new to enter. So allow yourself to fully grieve this ending, and then the beginning will happen even sooner than you think. Wow, really powerful stuff here, you guys. Let's go ahead and pull a clarifier card, and then we will pull a light worker card. And if my style of reading resonates with you and you want to dive deeper into your specific situation, I do offer personal readings, and you can find that info in the description box below. And this is the new channel, so if you did receive any helpful insights or clarity from this reading, please like, share, and subscribe for readings every week. So card number 1, tell me more about their next gift from the universe. Path to plenty. You will have no problems getting what you need in life. You will be given more than enough. Abundance, luxury, comfort. Wow. This is just another reminder that whatever that you've been asking for is coming to you. You are on the path right now. If you can follow the advice of letting go what is beneath you now. Beautiful. Finally, we'll pull a Lightworker Oracle card. What does card number 1 need to know about their next gift from the universe, from Spirit? Okay. Paradigm shift. Go ahead and read this. You are undergoing radical growth in your belief systems. Now is the time to challenge old attitudes and question previous expectations. You are in an extraordinary time. Great leaps forward can be made in a moment. The world you thought you knew can suddenly break open and a new world can become your reality. Buddhists sometimes speak of the beginner's mind, that which assumes nothing and therefore is open to everything. A spiritual psychologist might call this the inner child, as it is innocent, curious, unfixed, and always learning. It doesn't get stuck on an answer having to be one way. There is openness to the unknown with curiosity instead. Old souls can sometimes find it hard to recapture their not knowingness. Asking someone with a lot of life experience who may have become a bit world-weary to drop expectations and look at the world through fresh eyes can be challenging. Yet life becomes much more energizing and interesting when you are open and don't hold expectations about what it will be. Suddenly you are receptive to the universe, helping you in ways that in the past you did not believe possible, all because you kept an open mind. If you are feeling that you don't really know yourself, your relationships, or your place in the world as you once did, if you are feeling that what you once held to be certain now seems to be a little shaky, these are signs that you're going through a paradigm shift. This will bring you new perceptions that will keep you free, that will free you to be in the world in new ways. You will find yourself shedding old limits, fears, and misconceptions. You are stepping beyond what you have known. You are a bit like a traveler in a new city feeling awkward until she gets the lay of the land and how things operate in that new place. As you trust the unexpected and unknown, the universe will be able to help you in unexpected and previously unknown ways. If you find yourself questioning the views in mass media or spoken in the conversations that those around you are having, take heart and know that you are awakening from a fear-based world into a love-filled reality. Your confusion will soon transform into joy at discovering that you are free and have no reason to be afraid. You are encouraged by the universe to embrace the power you have to be a free thinker. Accept the accelerated mental shift happening for you, even if it creates temporary uncertainty or discomfort. Dare to think thoughts of love rather than lower your vibration by choosing thoughts of fear. Trust for something helpful and empowering is happening in your soul. Wow, I just feel like this sums up your reading so perfectly, so I'm not going to add any more to this. Sending you so much support and love and light on your journey, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hello, card number 2. If you chose the second card or this moonstone, then this is your message. So I went ahead and channeled in advance after Spirit pulled this card for you that's representing the general theme for the energy of what gift the universe is bringing to you next. I went ahead and channeled a message for you on that in advance, so I can read that to you now. Then we will pull some tarot cards to get more in depth on that, and we will pull another clarifier oracle card, and we'll end with a Lightworker oracle card. So, for you, we have the Ace of Inspiration. Ace of Inspiration. I love this deck. It's so beautiful. So, this is the dawn of a new beginning, a beginning full of fresh inspiration and passion. passion for what you can contribute and receive from the universe. The suit of inspiration, or wands, in the traditional tarot is a masculine and fiery energy, all about output. So this is about a fresh way of pouring your energy into your creations. This is a creative portal with limitless potential. If you can dream and desire it, it is meant for you. If you haven't received these divine downloads of inspiration yet, you soon will. So it's a beautiful time to start shifting your perspective, to search for ways to breathe new life into your world. Pay attention to what is giving you more energy and excitement in your body and follow that. Whether this be a hobby or a new job or business, this is a part of what your soul is part of what your soul is calling you forward to experience next. Follow the flames of higher desire to lead you to your next gift from the universe. We are here for the thrill of experience, so use your conscious intention to make these upcoming experiences as pleasurable as possible, because opportunities are most certainly on the way to you. So love that. I'm gonna go ahead and pull some tarot to get some more insights here. Okay. Tell me more about the next gift from the universe for card number 2. We have the Empress in your past position. Wow. The Nine of Materials in your current position, or the Nine of Pentacles. The Page of Inspiration in your challenge area. The Two of Emotions, or Two of Cups, in your advice position. And the Ten of Inspiration in your outcome. So I feel like with the Ace of Inspiration, it makes so much sense that the Empress is in your past position, because she's the embodiment of all of the suits of the queens, right? So she's all 4 elements in one. She is the only goddess in the tarot. So she can bring anything to her. She's that ultimate receiving, or like negative energy, if you think of, not in the sense of bad negative, but as in that is able to receive, to pull, to magnetize to her. She's magnetizing these worlds to her inner being, because she knows how to nurture that within herself. She knows how to nurture things into existence. She knows how to magnetize exactly what it is that she wants. So that makes sense that you've magnetized this new inspiration, this new beginning for yourself, that you've magnetized this new opportunity. If it hasn't yet arrived to you, then it will soon, because you've been embodying this goddess energy of knowing that you can, and it doesn't matter if you operate as a masculine energy in this world. This is simply a magnetizing and a receptive energy. So it's not going out and doing and striving and getting and doing that masculine output. It is, like I was saying before, it's interesting that this is that masculine energy of output, of fiery output. So it's beautiful when you can oscillate between those, right? And that's how to be a true creator, is to magnetize and then put in the output, right? Magnetize the opportunities to you and then start creating. So this makes sense to step into a more masculine state after you've been operating in this more feminine receptive state. This fertile state as well. I mean, it's just like brewing and beaming with creativity. So of course you're going to have creative inspirations after you've been in this really creative mode. Beautiful. And in your current energy is the 9 of materials, which is ultimate abundance, ultimate self-made, independent abundance. She knows how to keep some of these roses in circulation to offer them to others. She knows how to keep some of her resources, her financial, usually resources, in play to bring more to herself, but always making sure she has enough saved for herself. She has some set aside for herself, and then she also has some in play to continue that circulation to bring more to her. This is also remnant, like it's reminding me also of the Empress here. So it's just the flavor is more material prosperity. It's financial abundance. It is knowing exactly what you're worth and having that show up in your reality and doing it for yourself. This is the vibration of self-made success and wealth. She's done the work and now she's reaping the rewards. So if you're not yet feeling that prosperity, just know that it's coming to you because it's in your current energy. So it's right around the corner if it hasn't come to you yet. Know who you are and the world will respond to that. Know your worth, and then the universe will then bestow that worth and wealth to you. She's radiating this success out and then it's being returned to her. She's mastered what it is to create financial success and abundance in ways that it's not necessarily only financial abundance, right? But it's just knowing that you have everything that you need. It's knowing that you have everything that you desire. It's knowing that whatever it is that you desire is possible for you. And being really joyful about that, being really grateful about that. So she didn't have to rely on anyone but herself to get her this way. It's that inner reliance, right? So it's how have you been trusting yourself and your instincts to generate abundance for yourself and reap those rewards in your own garden. The next step after this is to share it with others. But right now she's really relishing in the freedom that this is providing just for herself. So it seems like this gift is just continuing this creative process that you've been in, right? It's just going to continue the cycle of creating for yourself, whatever that is that you've been magnetizing and calling into yourself. It's going to generate abundance, wealth, fulfillment for yourself. Whatever downloads you've been receiving, I would absolutely trust them because that's what's going to afford you this lifestyle of knowing that you can always create more because the universe is infinite. Resources are infinite in abundance. Really beautiful energy here, you guys. So it would make sense that in your challenge position is the Page of Inspiration, which is always seeking that new ace, right? It's the newness of the ace, but it's kind of like putting it in practice. It's like being the student of this inspiration here, right? So if you want to keep seeking the new, sometimes that might be a bit of a challenge because you're not actually seeking or seeing things through to completion. So it's like always wanting to start new projects, look for new, but having the energy to continue that and see that through. And sometimes we may be really good at initiating projects, at initiating ventures and things like that. And that's when we would know that about ourselves, and we would seek to bring others on that have the stamina energetically to kind of continue that and see it through to completion, or to help us complete those projects. So this cloud above her is like all of that electric type of download energy, all of that electric type of inspiration. So knowing how to ground that, knowing how to make sure that that's not all just swimming around in your head, or you have a bunch of half-started projects all around you. So she's not without ideas, but it's actually bringing them through into reality at this time that may be a little bit challenging. So knowing which one to bring into reality. And jumping ahead here, the Two of Emotions in your advice is the Two of Cups, which is soulmate energy, absolutely. So that could be being grounded through a special relationship. A soulmate doesn't have to be a romantic partner, right? It's just the perfect match for you. So someone to help you with that, someone to help you ground your ideas and create them in reality could be absolutely helpful. Or this could be just the marriage of you with your higher self. This relationship could be really being in union with your higher self, so that you know which of this downpour of ideas to actually bring forward into reality. So you are certain about which projects that you're working on instead of always wanting to chase the new. So whether that be another person or your higher self, or both, could be really useful at this time. This could also be just like the perfect business partnership. This kind of match made in advance, this kind of like, you complete the puzzle piece of me. You know, what I lack here with seeing things through to fruition, you have the ability to do that. So it could be that perfect match. That could be the advice, and looking for that perfect business partner. It doesn't even have to be a partner that lasts a lifetime in that sense, but maybe just for the specific few projects or type of project or whatever it is that you're working on now. But this is going to make creative collaboration and projects so much easier for you, because you know your role to play and you know what you're best suited to do. And to have another person to help you with that, even if it's like a partner that you can come home to and talk to about these things, or a friend that is the perfect person to give you that advice because they've done it before, or entering a group of like-minded professionals that have done exactly what it is that you're trying to do in the world, and getting support advice from them could really help ground your creative sparks. But this type of relationship does require this ultimate authenticity and knowing what it is that you're contributing. So it just requires this level of vulnerability and authenticity to be able to communicate extremely effectively in this way. But I feel like this is going to be successful for you. The outcome here is the 10 of inspiration, which is really about being burdened with your projects. It's really about being burdened. So I'm just like being drawn to all these little
bowls here and they're just carrying these jugs of water up, and I feel like each one of these might be your creative projects that you're trying to work on right now, and now you are responsible for carrying all of them. So I feel like this is just a possible outcome. Of course, nothing is set in stone, but just making sure that you're only taking on what you can. You're only saying yes to those projects, to those partnerships, to those relationships, to jobs, creative, inspiration. This could be even just like a hobby. You're only saying yes to what you have the time to commit to. So only accept what it is that you are capable of carrying at this time to make sure that you're staying fully balanced with everything in your life. Be open to help from others. Be open to help, because especially with those that would benefit from your project or would have a symbiotic relationship with the type of work that you're doing in the world that can offer something that would be complementary, allow them to assist you at this time. You don't have to do things all by yourself. You have this abundance of opportunities here and possibilities here, but don't get burdened by them, because then the moment that it starts being a burden and it stops being fun, then the creative life force kind of dries up and you have to work hard to be back in this receptive state to receive more. So be sure that you're only carrying what you can. And we're going to pull a clarifier here to give us just a little bit more insight about the gift and your next gift from the universe. And if my style of reading resonates with you and you want to dive deeper into your specific situation, I do offer personal readings at this time, and you can find that info in the description box below. This is a new channel, so if you did receive any insights or clarity from this reading, please like, share, and subscribe for readings every week. All right, card number 2. What is your next gift from the universe? What can you tell us about your next gift? For card number 2. Inner warrior. Channel your inner strength to subdue and subtly control the issues at hand. Trust your power, strength, courage, confidence. Yeah, this is really just reminding me of like that grounding, right? It's grounding your power into the earth, because right now it feels like you have a lot of activity in your upper chakras, like a lot of activity up here, a lot of inspiration coming in. You have an abundance of inspiration, but really like being grounded with your power, channeling that into Mother Earth. Do what you need to do to stay grounded, walking bare feet on the earth, salt bath, any kind of aura cleansing or purifying. There's plenty of meditations out there to help you with that. But you have the power to stay committed to what it is that you want to experience, what you want to work on in this world, what you want to share with the world. Beautiful. And finally, we will end with a Lightworker Oracle card. All right, what does card number 2 need to know about the gift that they are about to receive from the universe? Dark Angel. The Dark Angel comes to you with a radical truth. Divine love is always there for you without exception. Love will never forget you. It will never stop caring for you, even when it seems most unlikely. In fact, especially then, the divine is reaching out for you and nurturing you. Even our wounds are ways that we can discover love and divine grace through the healing process. The divine is always helping you remember who you are and find your true joy. When the Dark Angel appears, you are being given a gift of light. even if it may seem to be a hidden blessing. A dark mystery is one that helps us learn, even if things don't seem to be working out according to the timing or methods that we believe necessary. The light and love of spirit are unfailing. If a door is closed in your face, it is the wrong door for you. Divine love will ensure that the right door opens at the right time. When you encounter darkness, how you respond can make either the dark or light victorious. You can choose doubt and fear, or you can force the darkness to serve the light by choosing trust and faith. You are spiritually advanced enough to trust unconditionally. That is the trust that burns bright not only when things appear good, but even when your mind thinks things seem to be heading in the wrong direction. Does unconditional trust mean that you give up if things get tough, assuming it's not meant to be? Of course not. Relying on unconditional trust and understanding the dark mystery, you are willing to go through periods of not knowing. You are willing to continue on your path even when you are not seeing immediate results, because in your heart you know it's right. This type of trust is powerful enough to release any separation between you and the universe. You know that even when the universe guides you into challenging territory, you shall benefit. Grow in divine power and become the amazing being you are destined to be. Praying to the beautiful dark angel and writing, drawing, dancing your feelings, or dialoguing with your dream images, you can work through the pain of a challenging time and grow in wisdom. What matters is that you honestly express the depth of your suffering. Then when you are ready, acknowledge that the experience has helped you grow. As we realize how we have grown through the experience, turning what was once a source of pain into spiritual light, we masterfully transform our deepest pain into our greatest growth and spiritual accomplishment. We become true spiritual alchemists, releasing light from darkness. As you learn to put more faith in love than in fear, your trust becomes increasingly unconditional and you find the light even through the dark. In this way, you become initiated in the mystery of the dark angel. Then you can show others that this is possible. You can help heal others from victim consciousness and show them that inner peace is possible, even when they're facing unpredictable twists and turns of life. If you've been going through a difficult time or struggling to heal an issue, the dark angel promises that even through the depths of despair, you shall find the light, and your own time will rise again into trust, restored faith, and hope. All will be well. Well, I hope that resonated with you, and you know how much the universe loves you unconditionally, and how your inspiration will always be coming to you no matter what, as long as you can stay grounded and elevate your vibration at the same time. Send you so much love, support, and light on your journey. Bye for now. Hello, card number 3. If you chose the 3rd card or this lapis lazuli, then this message is for you. So I went ahead and pulled a card in advance and channeled a message for you about the general theme for what gift is arriving for you next from the universe. So after I read that, we will go ahead and pull some tarot, and then we'll pull a clarifying oracle card, and we'll end with a light worker oracle card. So, you beauties, you lucky ducks, pulled the Queen of Materials, which in the traditional tarot is like the Queen of Pentacles. So I'll go ahead and read to you. She is leaning in with the ultimate faith that the universe will provide because it is her birthright. She understands that when she shows others and herself unconditional love, that she in turn will be provided for. She is sensuous in the way she is dripping with prosperity, not excess, but she knows what she deserves and she relishes in that abundance. Your gift is the universe reflecting limitless opportunities for joyful abundance when you can claim your worth. She is projecting her own glory and confidence that wealth will always come to her and those she cares for. This projection of self-love is not only internal, but also how you treat your physical vessel. So your next gift from the universe is asking you to step fully into your own magnificence, and it will return blessings to you tenfold. She does not ask to take up space. See, in the corner, this is her.
And this larger image is her self-promotion, like a movie poster. But rather knows on every level of her being what she can contribute to those she loves and the world at large. Claim your abundance now and watch countless doors open for you. So off to a great start. Loving this. Let's go ahead and pull some tarot to dive in deeper. All right, angels and guides for card number 3. Tell me more about their next gift from the universe. Six of materials in your past position. Nine of voices in your current energy, which is like the 9 of swords. 4 of inspiration in your challenge area. Three of voices in your advice. Interesting. And the Hermit in the outcome. Very, very interesting. Not at all what I was expecting here. Okay. So in your past position as a 6 of materials, which is all about that equal give and take. It's all about that equal reciprocation of resources, of abundance, the flow of abundance, being charitable and also accepting help. Both are at play here. So it's just knowing that whatever it is that you give will also come back to you. It's that law of reciprocity, which is one of the laws of the universe. It's a universal law. So this is like being in complete balance with your finances, with your resources, with your anything having to do with your physical world. And knowing that giving and receiving are actually like some of the same energy. So it's really like acknowledging that you weren't being stagnant with your resources, but you didn't fear that it wouldn't come back to you if you gave it out. You knew that it would come back to you if you gave it out. You knew that the universe would provide when you're giving freely. And doing so from this heart-centered space. Like I'm feeling like her heart is illuminated here. Like the rose is in the center of her heart space. So it's really like, it's that energy of giving without needing anything in return. And because you're not needing anything in return, it comes back to you so effortlessly. It's kind of like that saying of the moment that you stop looking for love, it shows up because you're not worried about it. It's being open with your time, with your energy, with your finances. It's just being open to share all of that. And then that is going to be mirrored back to you. Like she's mirroring back to herself this beautiful energy that she's giving. So love that. Well done. And in your current energy is the 9 of voices, which is like the 9 of swords, which is that kind of never-ending nightmare, anxious energy. But what's interesting about this is that it's very mental in nature.
it's not necessarily like there's an actual threat here. It's not necessarily that the threats are imminent to you, but rather it's like very much in your mental space. It's when you're getting so stressed or anxious that it's affecting the way that you're functioning. It's affecting your sleep. It's affecting like those basic necessities. So just reminding you that these fears are illusions about the future, and that the future is always in the future, and all we have is this current moment. So I feel like when this card comes up, I know exactly what this feels like. It's like very much just like a bombardment of anxious energy, of stress, of like racing thoughts. This tells me that it's time to ground because there's too much mental activity. So it's time to go do a walk in nature, whatever nature looks like for you, whether that's a city park or like a redwood forest or the beach or whatever makes you feel calm and at peace. And imagine with every step that you're magnetizing your energy down through your feet and into the ground. And I'll imagine all of your thoughts being combed away by the nature that's surrounding you. This works every time. It's actually scientifically proven to work. It's not woo-woo. It's something about like the ions in nature that like helps to neutralize neutralize any anxious energy that you have. Okay, and this energy is always temporary, guys. So you can choose to focus on love, I promise. And your challenge position is the 4 of Inspiration, which is all about celebration. It's all about being together with family. It's all about having the stability and the success to provide for a family as well. So I'm not sure if maybe there's like what has you in an anxious state is regarding family, is regarding your immediate family or extended family or your community. Maybe there's something challenging happening there that's giving you anxious feeling, and so that's why it's showing up in your challenge position. Like it's difficult to be in communion with people. And I know how difficult it can be when even your family doesn't feel as comfortable as it once did to be with them. We're like in this kind of increasingly there's like increasing polarity right now, especially like with tensions heightened in the mainstream side of things. So if your family is at all into anything in the mainstream, they might be reflecting that back to you, even though that's not really theirs to carry, right? I don't know why that's coming to me now, but it could also be like feeling stable for you is challenging at this time as well. But the answer is the Queen of Materials. The answer for if you've been feeling like stability is the issue that you have. Like the challenge here is not necessarily the communion with others, but it's the stability that like a house can provide, or that your physical space can provide. If that's challenging for you, then the answer is entering this Queen of Materials energy of knowing that you are capable of providing for who you choose to, and knowing that once you're accepting of your true value, of your true divinity, that it's going to be reflected back to you with physical material wealth and abundance. So this might be what's having you a little bit anxious right now, if there's something going on with providing stability. But this is saying like it's on its way to you as long as you can stay in that energy, for sure. I'm also jumping ahead here to this 3 of Voices and your advice. And I was thinking about how can which is like the 3 of Swords. And I'm thinking, how can that be in an advice position? Because it's about grief, it's about heartbreak, but then also it's about forgiveness. So if there's someone that is challenging to be with, the answer, and it's giving you anxiety, the answer would be to forgive them, not for them, but for yourself. So you're not entangled with their energy anymore, so that they no longer have a hold over you anymore. So asking yourself if it's you that you need to forgive, or if it's another that you need to forgive, that could be what's keeping you in this anxious energy or entangled with them, is that you're holding on to, like, let me rephrase this. I received this download the other day, and it was about anger or disappointment or like not having your expectations met from another. That's actually keeping you energetically tied to them. So that's why forgiveness is the antidote for that. Not because you're saying what they did is okay, or that you're letting yourself off the hook. You're always going to be learning, but rather so you can neutralize the ties and tangles that you have with them, energetically speaking, so you guys can both move on, and then watch everything just kind of dissipate. Because the anger, it's like this invisible cord that connects you to them. And anger is just like how it manifests for me. It could manifest for you in other ways. It could be grief. It could be disappointment, whatever that looks like for you. Or even like shame for something in your past. But the answer with this card is forgiveness, because these tears, this like rain on the traditional Three of Swords that comes down, that is representing that this time is temporary, right? This is a temporary pain, and the way to move through it is forgiveness. So that is in your advice position. And then what's beautiful is that this is your outcome, which is the Hermit, which is ultimately like reaching elevated states of consciousness through reflection on where you've been, what you've been through, and allowing yourself time enough to be with yourself. Because it feels like this group might be like giving of themselves a little bit too much, some over nurturing perhaps. So allowing yourself the space for solitude to feel what it feels like to just be with you, and to look with the light of God, like the light of pure love, on your past path, to glean insights that you need to carry you forward so you can shine your light out. This is the light of the lantern on the traditional Rider-Waite deck, right? That's what needs to be shown out to the world after this Hermit phase, right? That's what happens next. What happens next is you glean insights from your past, you reflect on that, and then you share those reflections out with the world as you shine your light. As you let yourself be seen, like she is. This is her, and then she's saying, but look at me here. Because look at what I can offer. Look how valuable I am. So really being with yourself in solitude, whatever that looks like for you, whether that's spending time in nature, whether that's being in the bath or meditating or having a yogic or like conscious movement practice, something like that. However you need to help move that energy out of your body, and to come at it from this place of higher love, then you'll be able to step fully into this energy. Really beautiful, you guys. This is all but assured if you can project your self-worth. If you can remove those ties that are keeping you stuck, that are taking up space, because they don't deserve to be there. All right, so we're going to pull a clarifying oracle card about your next gift from the universe. And if my style of reading resonates with you and you want to dive deeper into your specific situation, I offer personal readings at this time, and you can find that info in the description box. This is a new channel, so if you did receive any helpful insights or clarity from this reading, please like, share, subscribe for readings every week. All right, card number 3. What do we need to know about your next gift from the universe? Interesting. Unlikely source. Wonderful things can happen in everything around you, even from some of the most unexpected sources. Unexpected, unconsidered. Ooh. Well, keep an eye out for that. Keep your head high for that. So you can see that unlikely source of inspiration, even if it's, maybe it's coming from one of those community or family members that's been giving you grief, or maybe a wonderful thing can happen after you release some of this pain and you're able to go within. And then you're going to receive a gift from an unlikely source. Very interesting. Maybe they'll surprise you with their actions after you release them with the power of your forgiveness. All right, finally we'll end with a card from the Lightworker Oracle. What does card number 3 need to know about their next gift from the universe? Oh my goodness. This was a card for card number 2 too. Paradigm shift. I'll cover her little bitty parts here. You are undergoing radical growth in your belief systems. Now is the time to challenge old attitudes and question previous expectations. You are in an extraordinary time. Great leaps forward can be made in a moment. The world you thought you knew can suddenly break open, and a new world can become your reality. Buddhists sometimes speak of the beginner's mind, that which assumes nothing and therefore is open to everything. A spiritual psychologist might call this the inner child, as it is innocent, curious, unfixed, and always learning. It doesn't get stuck on an answer having to be one way. There is openness to the unknown with curiosity instead. Old souls can sometimes find it hard to recapture their not knowingness. Asking someone with a lot of life experience who may have become a bit world-weary to drop expectations and look at the world through fresh eyes can be challenging. Yet life becomes much more energizing and interesting when you are open and don't hold expectations about what it will be. Suddenly you are receptive to the universe helping you in ways that in the past you did not believe possible, all because you kept an open mind. If you are feeling that you don't really know yourself, your relationships, or your place in the world as you once did, if you are feeling that what you once held to be certain now seems a little shaky, these are signs that you are going through a paradigm shift. This will bring you new perceptions that will free you to be in the world in new ways. You will find yourself shedding old limits, fears, and misconceptions. You are stepping beyond what you have known. You are a bit like a traveler in a new city, feeling awkward until she gets the lay of the land and how things operate in that new place. As you trust the unexpected and unknown, the universe will be able to help you in unexpected and previously unknown ways. If you find yourself questioning the views in mass media or spoken in the conversations that those around you are having, take heart and know that you are awakening from a fear-based world into a love-filled reality. Your confusion will soon transform into joy at discovering that you are free and have no reason to be afraid. You are encouraged by the universe to embrace the power you have to be a free thinker. Accept the accelerated mental shift happening for you, even if it creates temporary uncertainty or discomfort. Dare to think thoughts of love rather than lower your vibration by choosing thoughts of fear. Trust for something helpful and empowering is happening in your soul. You guys, that is amazing. I feel like this kind of has to do with maybe old friend groups or old or family members or something like that's got you a little bit worried, because maybe you are saying, hey, I'm entering into spirituality, I'm doing these new things, and then they're not really getting it, they're stuck in fear, and you want to shake them out of it. But really, this is about you being a leader of light and not forcing anybody, but rather accepting them, forgiving them, and just accepting who they are wholly. And like that in and of itself is all you need to do. So hoping this resonates for you guys. Sending you so much support, love, and light on your journey. And I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now.